Hello, today we'll be talking about Charmander, the first fire Pokemon. Its previous PYC dates are March 1st, 1996, December 21st, 1998, October 11th, 2001, August 1st, 2004, May 23rd, 2007, March 13th, 2010, January 1st, 2013, October 23rd, 2015, August 13th, 2018, and June 3rd, 2021. I most remember Charmander from the famous, or perhaps infamous, episode of the anime, featuring Charmander being in an abusive relationship with a trainer, and Ash saving them. Its vitality with its tail is among the most famous features of this Pokemon. Let's read the Charmander Bulbapedia article to learn more. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. We're talking about Charmander today. So you can see this is now red to reflect the fact that Charmander is a fire type. So yeah, start over here in the info box like we always do. Charmander is a lizard Pokemon. Here's what it looks like. Yeah, not my favorite image, but yeah. Fire type. Abilities Blaze. Solar Power is its hidden ability. Its gender ratio is 87.5% male and 12.5% female. Its catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Its egg groups are monster and dragon. Its hatch time is 20 cycles. Its height is 2 feet or 0.6 meters. Its weight is 18.7 pounds, rather. 8.5 kilograms. Its base experience yield is 65. In Gen 1 through 4, but went down to 62 in Gen 5 and above, of course. Then its leveling rate is medium slow, which isn't great for what I'm doing, but we'll get there. Its EV yield is 1 in speed. Its shape is this. Its footprint is this. Its Pokedex color is red, even though there's very little red on it. Its base friendship is 70. These are the links. Charmander is a fire-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves into Charmeleon, starting at level 16, which evolves into Charizard, starting at level 36. Along with Bulbasaur and Squirtle, Charmander is one of the 3 first partner Pokemon of Kanto, available at the beginning of Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Biology. Charmander is a bipedal reptilian Pokemon with a primarily orange body and blue eyes. Its underside, from the chest down, and the soles of its feet are cream-colored. It has 2 small fangs visible in its upper jaw, and 2 smaller fangs in its lower jaw. Fire burns at the tip of this Pokemon's slender tail, and has blazed there since Charmander's birth. The flame can be used as an indication of Charmander's health and mood, burning brightly when this Pokemon is strong, weakly when it is exhausted, wavering when it is happy, and blazing when it is enraged. It is said that Charmander would die if its flames were to go out. However, if the Pokemon is healthy, the flame can continue to burn even if it gets a bit wet and is said to steam in the rain. We can see here Charmander protecting its flame on its tail from the rain, yeah. As shown in Pokemon Sleep, Charmander is known to sleep while curled up. Supposedly, Charmander is drawing warmth from the flame on its tail. During the quiet nights, one can hear the sound of a flame burning if you listen hard enough while Charmander sleeps. Charmander can be found in hot, mountainous areas. It has been recently seen living in the terrarium of Blueberry Academy. However, it is far more often in the ownership of trainers. As shown in Pokemon Snap, a new Pokemon Snap, Charmander exhibits pack behavior, calling others of its species to find if it finds food, and watching the flames on each other's tails to ensure they don't go out. Aw, that's sweet. Okay, so it's evolution. Charmander evolves to Charmeleon. Evolves to Charizard, yeah, you know this. Okay, we go down in the anime. We're not going to talk about this, but that's what it looks like in the anime. Skipping down. Okay, so here we go with the Pokedex entries. In episode 11, this is Ash's Pokedex. Charmander. A flame burns on the tip of its tail from birth. It is said that it is said that a Charmander dies if its flame ever goes out. In episode 25, where it's move Rage, Charmander's special attack, Rage. It gains more power the more it is attacked. It will continue to fight until its opponent falls. In episode 116 of Black and White, in Ash's Pokédex again, this is Charmander rather. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. Charmander's health can be gauged by the fire on the tip of its tail, which burns intensely when it's in good health. In episode 39 of X and Y, this is in Serena's Pokédex. Charmander, the lizard Pokemon. When the tip of Charmander's tail burns brightly, that indicates it's in good health. Oh my god, in Origins, also looking kind of weird. But we'll keep going. Generations. In the anime, skipping all this again. The TCG link. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Charmander appears as a trophy, so the trophy information. A lizard Pokemon. It just downright likes hot stuff. The always burning tail indicates its mood, wavering gently when content and burning intensely when angry. If the tail were to go out, it would be at the end of Charmander's life. Its tail is believed to emit steam when it rains. Charmander evolves into Charmeleon by leveling up. In Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Charmander appears as a spirit. Got the music video for Celestial, I guess, whatever that means. Game data. Okay, so this is a different one. In Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, Charmander is one of Pikachu's best friends. After falling through the mysterious tunnel, he almost lands into a pool of molten lava, only to be saved by the zone leader Blaziken, where he was taken in as Blaziken's pupil and trained to become stronger. After he's been found, he journeys to the meeting place where he helps Piplup mend the balloon and makes fireworks. He later accompanies Pikachu to the Sky Pavilion along with Piplup and Chikorita, where he meets Mew. Once the Sky Prism has been restored, Charmander celebrates by firing up the fireworks he made. So these are the Pokedex entries. There wasn't one translated until Fire Red. Obviously prefers hot blazes. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. That was blue and that was red and blue. This is yellow. The flame on the tip of its tail makes a sound as it burns. You can only hear it in quiet places. In Stadium, even the newborns have flaming tails. Unfamiliar with fire, babies are said to accidentally burn themselves. Aww. In Generation 2, in Cold, the flame on its tail shows the strength of its life force. If it is weak, the flame also burns weakly. In Silver, the flame on its tail indicates Charmander's life force. If it is healthy, the flame burns brightly. In Crystal, if it's healthy, the flame on the tip of its tail will burn rigorously, even if it gets a bit wet. Stadium 2, the flame on its tail shows the strength of its life force. If it is weak, the flame also burns weakly. In Generation 3, Ruby and Sapphire, the flame that burns on the tip of its tail is an indication of its emotions. The flame wavers when Charmander is enjoying itself. If the Pokemon becomes enraged, the flame burns fiercely. In Emerald, the flame that burns at the tip of its tail is an indication of its emotions. The flame wavers when Charmander is happy and blazes when it is enraged. Fire Red, from the time it is born, the flame burns at the tip of its tail. Its life would end if the flame were to go out. Kind of see why that wasn't chosen for the English release of Red and Blue. Anyway, Leaf Green. It has a preference for hot things. When it rains, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. Okay, so Generation 4. The fire on the tip of its tail is a measure of its life. If healthy, its tail burns intensely. That was Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. In Heart Gold, the flame on its tail shows the strength of its life force. If it is weak, the flame also burns weakly. Soul Silver is the same as Silver, I'm not going to read it again. Black and White and Black 2 and White 2 are the same as the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Pokedex entries, we'll move on. X is the same as the Silver ones. Y is Fire Reds. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are the same as Ruby and Sapphires. The Let's Go ones are the same as Yellow. Swords is the same as Leaf Greens. Shields is also a re one from Y and probably another one. So yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are the Same as Diamond and Pearls. So this is Gen 9 Scarlet. The flame on its tail shows the strength of its life force. If Charmander is weak, the flame also burns weakly. And Violet, if Charmander is healthy, the flame on the tip of its tail will burn vigorously and won't go out even if it gets a bit wet. And so here we can see Charmander in the Blueberry Pokedex in Scarlet and Violet. And they're sleeping, a couple of them are sleeping, that's kind of cute. Here's the game locations. Not gonna do those again, you know, not gonna read any of these, not gonna read the side games. These are all the event stuff. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to Gen 2, to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. So if you do it in red, blue, and yellow, you get a Bitter Berry every time. If it's from Stadium, you get a normal box all the time, and then if it's that's from round 1 rather. If it's from round 2, then you get a gorgeous box all the whole time. So stats. So I read this wrong. I realized when editing the last 3 that I kind of read these wrong. So let's try to do this correctly. So its base stat for HP is 39. At level 50, it has this range. At level 100, it has these ranges. So I'm not going to go through them. I'm just going to read the base ones here. So its attack is 52. Its defense is 43. Its special attack is 60. Special defense is 50. Speed is 65. And total is 309. And this Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 50. These are its Pokethon stats. Type effectiveness, so damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, electric, psychic, dragon, and dark. It's weak to ground, rock and water for double damage. It's immune to nothing. It's resistant to bug, steel, fire, grass, ice, and fairy for half damage. In Gen 1, the effectiveness of ice type is 1 time, so just normal. But then I guess it halved later, which I'm not sure. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Just how fire reacts to ice, I guess. Here are the move sets of the learn set by leveling up. We've got Scratch and Ember at level 1. Level 4 is, did I say Scratch and Ember? Scratch and Growl at level 1. Level 4 is Ember, 8 is Smokescreen, 12 is Dragon Breath, 17 is Fire Fang, 20 is Slash, 24 is Flamethrower, 28 is Scary Face, 32 is Fire Spin, 36 is Inferno, 40 is Flare Blitz. Yeah, and then you can see the typings, the category, the power, the accuracy, and the PV, power points. So yeah, physical status, special, yeah. Yeah, I got a dragon type in here. I didn't know that. Okay, by TM. So, the TMs for this, I'm not going to read these for the next 2 like I didn't for Ivysaur and Venusaur, so this will be the only time you hear this. So yeah, TM1 is Takedown, 6 is Scary Face, 7 is Protect, 8 is Fire Fang, 24 is Fire Spin, 25 is Facade, 31 is Metal Claw, 32 is Swift, 36 is Rock Tomb, 38 is Flame Charge, 43 is Fling, 44 is Dragon Tail, 47 is Endure, 49 is Sunny Day, 55 is Dig, 57 is False Swipe, 58 is Brick Break, 61 is Shadow Claw, 66 is Body Slam, 67 is Fire Punch, 68 is Thunder Punch, 70 is Sleep Talk, 78 is Dragon Claw, 85 is Rest, 86 is Rock Slide, 88 is Sword Dance, 100 is Dragon Dance, 103 is Substitute, 107 is Will-O-Wisp, 108 is Crunch, 115 is Dragon Pulse, 118 is Heat Wave, 125 is Flamethrower, 130 is Helping Hand, 141 is Fire Blast, 144 is Fire Pledge, 156 is Outrage, 157 is Overheat, 158 is Focus Blast, 165 is Flare Blitz, 171 is Terra Blast, 172 is Roar, 192 is Focus Punch, 193 is Weather Ball, 207 is Temper Flare, 222 is Breaking Swipe. Okay, then this is by breeding, so if you have these parents, I guess, you get all these moves. There's actually a much larger list here, so we got Ancient Power for these guys, Belly Drum for this one, Bite for these guys, Counter for these guys, Dragon Rush for these guys, Dragon Tail for these, Iron Tail, Metal Claw, and of course you can see all the things again here. So TCG moves only is Slam, and that one particular card. Anime-only moves was Tackle in Friend or Foe. Like, that's weird. That doesn't have Tackle, but I guess it's a sort of special one. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, we're moving on. This is all the side game data. These are the phrases from the mystery dungeons. And then, yeah, all this stuff. So then the Pokemon Ranger, browser entry. Charmander shudders while breathing fire. It is the very picture of vitality. And then the shadows of Olmia? I don't know. It attacks by spitting embers. Then Guardian Signs. It attacks by spitting fire. Then it's Pokepark Pikachu pad entry. Pikachu's Adventure pad entry, rather. Charmander followed you through the mysterious tunnel, landing in the Lava Zone. He is one of your best friends. His great desire is to become stronger. And we go through all this. Then the new Pokemon Snap Photodex entry. Charmander live together in groups so that they can all watch each other's tail. And make sure the flames never go out. If you can only see one Charmander, look around. Its friends are sure to be nearby. Aww. Okay, then these are the costumes you can get. That's clever. The Cubone costume is reference to the fan theory that a Cubone is just a Charizard that's lost its... Or, sorry, a Charmander that's lost its mother, which is not true at all. So that's a fun little joke there. Okay, evolution data. We've got Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. You can level them up with rare candies if you'd like. And these are the sprites. We've got all these. We've got the shiny version starting in Gen 2. So they're much closer to a gold rather than the orange. Yeah, and they get more, they get better. Still 2D sprites, and then in Gen 6 we get the 3D sprites. Yeah, then Gen 7, Let's Go's, then Sword and Shield, and then, yeah, these. They don't have the latest two. That's interesting. Okay. Then there's the other sprites if you want to see them. So there's trivia. I already did this one when we covered Bulbasaur, but this is just like talking about there's a $1 coin featuring, Charmander here. Then in Gen 1, on its sprite and first artwork, Charmander's back is depicted as having a small line of spikes. The spikes were not shown in the sprites and artwork of later generations. Blue's Charmander also had these spikes in the Pokemon Adventures manga, where the spikes were larger and easier to see. The spikes were also seen on Green's Charmander from the Pokemon Pocket Monsters manga. Interesting. Charmander, Cyndaquil, and their respective evolutionary lines have exactly the same base stats and the same distribution. Wow. I guess that makes sense. It's just the next gen. They probably just copied the data from Charmander to Cyndaquil. Anyway, Charmander's hand has an inconsistent number of fingers in its design. The original sprites designed by Atsuko Nishida for Pokemon Red and Green featured 3 fingers, while the artwork Ken Sugimori drew based on those sprites had 4 fingers. Currently, the trading card game anime, including movies and specials, artwork unrelated to games and merchandise, use the 3-fingered hand design, while the 3D models and the artwork based on those, such as the one made for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, featured the 4-fingered hand design. Interesting. Perhaps one could argue that that's a sort of an evolutionary thing, like a separation species or something. Yeah, because you got the 4 fingers there, and then you go back up. It does look to be like 3 fingers, huh? Huh. Fascinating. Origin. Charmander's design was based on Charizard in such a way that it was surprising to see its evolving into the latter Pokemon. In particular, Charmander was designed as a lizard, possibly referencing the mythical salamander, as salamanders are very similar to lizards. The salamander is a fire spirit capable of surviving in extreme heat or flames, and it is sometimes creatively rendered and interpreted in the shape of a lizard, as Charizard is based on a European dragon. Charmander's lizard-like design seems to be a reference to how Western dragons in folklore are heavily inspired by lizards and other reptiles, as well as how various types of lizards are likened to and named after dragons due to this connection. Its bipedal design resembles a baby theropod dinosaur. Its name origin: Charmander is a combination of charcoal, carbon residue produced by strongly heating wood, and Salamandra, a genus of salamander including 4 species of fire salamander. I'm not gonna try to read that. Maybe a combination of fire and lizard, forming together that word, mythical salamander. Cool. Then we got the names and their meanings in other languages. Then we got the see also pages and the references and the external links. And then we've got, you know, the first partner trios and the Super Smash Brothers stuff, resources, and then we got the bottom again. That's it. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll come back tomorrow for when we do this again. Now, since we've watched the first scene with Charmander in the Bulbasaur video, let's watch Charmander's second scene in the anime. Hello, and welcome to the anime portion of the video. I mentioned in the, just a few seconds ago, I mentioned that this was the second scene with Charmander. That's not entirely true. It's more the second half of the same scene that I watched in the Bulbasaur video I had to cut out. For this, so to give context for those who didn't watch that or haven't seen the anime, so Ash Ketchum is the main character. He's 10 years old. He's about to go on his Pokemon journey. It's really late at night. His mom mentions that it's time for bed. Ash says he's not tired yet. And so the mom, whose hand this is telling Ash that if he's not going to get to sleep, he should watch at least an educational video. And we'll be introduced to Professor Oak, a Pokemon professor here. So
here, watch this.
Good evening, Palette. Tomorrow's the big day for the newest class of Pokemon students.
So that's
I'd
Charmander.
like to introduce you.
So yeah, that was the scene. Yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed that. And tomorrow we'll do more. So back to the main video, I guess. Bye-bye. Now let's watch Detective Pikachu. Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video. So for this one, we're doing Detective Charmander, as I like to funnily call it, since it's all the frames with Charmander. So, if you haven't watched the other videos, our main character Tim is watching a video introducing him to Rhyme City, a city where Pokemon and humans coexist. So this is Charmander. They're sort of introducing Pokemon as a concept right now in this little video. Yeah.
Throughout history, Pokemon have been part for the common good.
So here, it might not be obvious, like you might be thinking, where's the Charmander? And they're here in the little hieroglyphs. There's a few of them, if you can maybe spot them all, they're around here. But yeah, so I counted that. Anyway, moving on.
Rhyme City.
This is Rhyme City, there's a Charmander there. It's saying its name. There's a Charmander here. This is an establishing shot of Rhyme City. There's a few down there. Another establishing shot of Rhyme City. Kind of. Oh, there's a Charmander there. Yes. And then we're in the city. So this is later. So he's going to. This is Tim, our main character. He's going to his father's apartment. He just found out that his father died in a car accident. So this is just sort of establishing the city at night. Yeah.
Wait to get the Who Scout. Let's.
Okay, so in this scene, Tim has met Detective Pikachu, who's a talking Pikachu, who was Harry, his father, his partner. So yeah, and there's our Charmander over here. This is the night market after they've gone on a little adventure together towards the beginning of the movie. Okay.
No one else can hear him!
Well, this is a first for me too, kid.
He's saying words.
You try to talk to me all the time, all I hear is Pika, Pika, gross.
He's helping,
No one else hear him!
helping
Can
to
you
cook
hear
the
him
food, that's
talking?
nice.
You can hear him saying words.
Why were you in that apartment?
It's my father's place. That's why I was...
Because I could use a coffee. I mean, that's it. Yeah, let's get a coffee.
So what happens here is that they've just sort of realized, or come to the realization that this is his partner. He's found out that that's his son. It's this big reveal. And so then they're going to go get coffee together to sort of talk it over, explain what's going on.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, we're kind of still helping out over here.
Open that up.
Okay.
What is going
So
on?
this is later in the film, after they've sort of talked, and they've sort of teamed up, I guess. So the reason why I chose this scene, because you can't really tell, but this is a Charmander card. It's not very obvious, but if you like zoomed in and maybe altered with the lighting a little bit, you can kind of tell it is in fact a Charmander card. So that's why that's featured in here. They're in Harry's apartment. This is set up to look like Tim's childhood bedroom. It's the whole thing.
On in here.
I'm searching the door.
Okay, so now we're much later in the film. They've learned about a chemical called R, which they've traced to the Roundhouse here, an underground fight club, which we will see a few scenes of. Yes. So yeah, we got a Charmander here,
What are you doing?
Charmander here.
That thing just chugged a year's worth.
Okay, so in this scene, we're still in the underground fight club. Pikachu is about to fight Charizard, who is owned by the owner of the club to get information about the chemical R, I guess. Yeah, and so...
That R stuff!
It's like you said.
There's Charmander's around here. It's just in the background there. I like to think I like it because... So, in that scene, I like to think that, you know, Charmander is rooting on the Charizard. It's very, very sweet. In this scene, we're in the office of Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City, and our Charmander is right here in the art. Yes, and we'll see it a few times. I'm probably not going to point it out every time.
Side you.
So now so this scene, that last scene, so this is much later in the film, they found out that, so Tim and a woman, Lucy, who's been working with, they just found out that Mewtwo was captured by Roger, Howard's son, and so they're gonna so he's going to tell Roger about it. There was like a little cameo, so that was during a parade. They're preparing for a parade, so that was like a parade float of Blastoise, and there was a little Charmander in the little corner there, as you probably saw. So here we go. So I'm getting the art. Okay.
Howard, Mr. Clifford, your son.
So this is the parade beginning. There's a Charmander, a few here around, just generally. There's a Charmander there. So Lucy is a reporter. She wanted to go talk to the mayor about what she's discovered, but was blocked. So now in this scene, Howard has revealed that he captured Mewtwo, and so he has used a thing called the Neuralink, which allows his mind to be inside of Mewtwo and control them. And so he has just broken the glass in his office to get the attention, I guess, of all these people in Pokemon. And you can see our Charmander is looking towards it.
For me!
So yeah, now he is revealing his plan to turn all of the Pokemon, or people merge them in the Pokemon using the chemical R, which allows him to do that with Mewtwo's powers.
For all of humanity into better versions.
Yeah, so now it's coming out of the parade floats. You can see them below. It's not very obvious, but there are a few Charmander around, including that one. Oh, it's an interesting one. Yeah, we got all those. There's a few around. They're kind of panicking. Lucy Psyduck there. And so they've now merged together. That was that. Mewtwo was merging them together. So Detective Pikachu and Tim split up earlier in the film before they got back before the parade. Because Mewtwo showed Pikachu a scene where he betrays Harry, and so they split up. Now he's back because he's found a discovery he wanted to tell Tim, but Lucy, as Psyduck, has shown or explained that Mewtwo is Howard, and this is him. He's about to fight him. I think we skip a lot of the fighting scene because there aren't really many Charmander in that. Since they're mostly on the ground, and there's on a Charmander float, so I don't count that. So yeah, there's gonna be a Charmander around here. It's not very easy to see.
Game on!
Yeah, you probably already said. Okay, so then they're all in the kind of the background there. Okay, so in this scene, Howard's Ditto which is a Pokemon that can transform into different beings, has been revealed to be the Howard that they thought captured Mewtwo earlier. It's now turned into, or so the Roger that they thought it was earlier, that captured Mewtwo earlier. And so now Howard, now it's turned into Howard's assistant. And you can see the Charmander here again. So yeah, and then it's going to transform into, so yeah. And now that's Ditto. Now transformed into a Loudred, and if you don't know, one of the key features of Ditto is that if it can't remember, or if it tries to copy or turn into something from memory, it has these black dot eyes, and so that's how you know a Ditto from another Pokemon. Yeah. So here, this is much, much later in the film, after Howard's plan has been stopped, and the Neuro link has been disconnected. This is Mewtwo proper, fixing everything that Howard has done. Yeah. And so now the Pokemon have been separated from their humans. So yeah, and this is just still continuing to. Yeah, just holding up a Charmander. That's cute. Here, there's gonna be a couple Charmander down, yeah, over here. Part of the parade people, I guess. Parade employees, I guess. Okay, so here, Roger. So Howard's been arrested. So Roger is giving her a promotion for figuring out the story. Roger is her boss. They work at the news. Yeah, so there's a Charmander here in the background. Yeah.
On this story.
And then here, Psyduck is gonna hug Pikachu. It's hard to see here, but there is a Charmander here in the background. Yeah, so.
Calm down. Stay calm. Okay. Oh, I hope we never get to see each other again.
Okay, so here, so in this scene, it's the end of the movie. It's been revealed that the reason why Detective Pikachu can talk is that he had the soul of Harry. Mewtwo sort of merged them together. And so there was a Charmander here that you probably saw, and it's being dragged, I guess, by this guy, I think, to wherever they're going, wherever their destination is, presumably leaving town, because this is a train station. Yeah, and so they're gonna reconcile. This might be the last time, I think. No, there's one more Charmander in this final scene, so he is meeting his father properly after many, many years of being apart, and so they're gonna go grab a coffee in this next scene, and there's gonna be a Charmander up front here. So there's the Charmander. It's gonna be joined by a woman here. That woman.
What are you thinking? Maybe I.
So now we're in the credits. You can see there's this big thing, this big spiral. I almost never stopped doing the spiral, so this is new. You can kind of tell that there's a few Charmander here. There might be frames of this little spiral animation that doesn't have Charmander, but I doubt it since it does look to be some sort of pattern. But anyway, and that's the end of the film. Hope you enjoyed. Bye! Now let's talk about the TCG. I have one Charmander card. It is the original Charmander card. I think it's interesting how different it looks from modern Charmander, with it looking more like a dinosaur. It doesn't even have its blue eyes yet. When looking at this card up, I found that it was remade by the same artist, Mitsuhiro Arita, about a decade after its original release. I find it interesting how the art has changed to be closer to what we know Charmander to be. I imagine Mitsuhiro was given a lot stricter guidelines, or maybe just the fact that the Pokemon have been around long enough and was very well known inspired him to be more faithful to its actual design. It has 40 HP, it's 2 foot and weighs 19 pounds, 0.3 pounds heavier than the official Pokedex weight. It has 2 moves, Scratch and Ember. Scratch costs 1 of any energy card and takes 10 damage. Hello, I realized while editing that I forgot to explain what Scratch was. So we're going to do that now. Scratch is a damage-dealing normal-type move introduced in Gen 1. Scratch inflicts damage and has no secondary effect. In the video games, there is a damaging move that has a chance of making the target burned, meaning their health will be drained until they faint, or are healed by an item. On this card, it costs 1 fire, and any other energy to perform, and just attacks for 30 points. Charmander is weak to water, which causes it to take double damage from those move types. Its retreat cost is 1 of any energy card. Its description says, obviously prefers hot places. If it gets caught in the rain, steam is said to spout from the tip of its tail. This is very similar to Pokédex entries in Pokemon Red and Blue. It's level 10. In the video games, it would be 6 levels from evolving into Charmeleon. I don't have any cards for the rest of Charmander's line, so the next Pokemon featuring a card will be Squirtle. Now let's move on to why people love Charmander. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section. Since nobody submitted fan art, we're going to go back to DeviantArt here. We're not going to start with this one, because I think it's supposed to be, it's a Poke Fusion here, so I think it's a fusion between Charmander and like maybe Archeops or something like that, or maybe just a normal dinosaur, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to start with this one. So we've done this one before. This is the Pokemon 20th anniversary. Down here it says Arudez is, you know, the artist here. It was released on February 27th, 2016. So we got, you know, we've got the Charmander here. We talked about it with Bulbasaur here, and then of course we got Squirtle and Pikachu, the sort of the main mascots of Gen 1. We got this artwork called Char by Zistra 360 maybe? It was released in 2016. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's breathing fire, yeah. Then we got this one. So I was hoping I'd get this one. So if you didn't see the Bulbasaur video, this is the one we actually ended on. And I mentioned that this is very cute, and so now I can finally credit it. Actually, I may have credited it in the description of that video, but I didn't mention the artist in the original video. But yeah, so it's by Nell Hein, I think. It's from 2014. So we have a Charmander that's clearly playing in lava, I guess. Yeah, it's by Riley Kitty. We've had an art by Riley Kitty before. I don't remember which one though. That might have been maybe the Grass Starters one, maybe. Kind of the look of like their art style here. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's from 2019. Okay, then we've got this one, Gen 1, from Ein Lee, from 2015. We also did this one. I don't remember if it was necessarily in Bulbasaur, or maybe it was one of these two, I think. But anyway, you know, other than those three, we also have, you know, Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, and Squirtle, Wartortle, and Blastoise. Then we've got starters, so the original starters, Squirtle, Charmander, and Bulbasaur, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the actual order that you can pick them, like from left to right. But anyway, it's from Leah M. Smith. It was made in 2015. We've got this rather interesting artwork. It looks like it's, maybe this one's been burned or hurt in some capacity, and this one's rushing to save it. Yeah, or maybe, I guess, yeah, maybe it has something to do with the low flame on the tail there. Anyway, it's from Blue Commodore, Blue Commodore, from 2015, who has, or had, I guess, a Tumblr, at least in 2015, yeah. Anyway, let's move on. And then we've got Charmander, here, this really cool, looking like almost a combination of Squirtle and Charmander, with its sort of, you know, the sort of turtle shell, and yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, almost like a very lizard, and yeah. Okay, then it's by Animatio 7. It was made in 2022. I think this is now the most recent artwork that we've had on this series, so that's interesting. Then we've got this picture of the Kanto starters again, under a leaf to protect them, I guess, and perhaps some sort of forest, although it seems to be some sort of, I mean, maybe it's really foggy, it just, yeah, I don't know, maybe they don't know how to draw that kind of stuff, I don't know. But anyway, it's by Savkate, it's from 2018, Yeah. And then we've got Charmander again. This really cute Charmander, almost like chibi, I guess. Then it's by Sevi Yummy. It's from 2017. Yeah. It's the Kanto starters again. Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Charmander. It's from 2015. It's Lady Kuki is the artist. Then we got this Charmander here that's breathing fire. It's called a Baby Charmander by Eldridge. It's from 2013. Yeah. Then we've got the Gen 1 starters again. This one by Cadet, and they're kind of doing cool poses, I guess. It's from 2015. And then we got another kind of chibi looking thing from Sevi Yummy. Of the whole line, you got Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard. It's from 2017. And then we got this cool, looks like sketch to art, cool process here. A Charmander Basic Pokemon Colors GIF by Yoshiaki, 2016. This is our first GIF in the series. Grab your starter from Rare Bin. We've got, of course, all the 4 of them again, and it's from 2015. Then we got this cute Charmander from Saoshin, 2015. We've got Hard Choices from Kori Aridondo. It's from August 2018, so of course, it's the red, or the player, I guess, character trying to choose between the 3 of them, and they're all cute and, making themselves look cute for the trainer, maybe pets might in a shelter. Anyway, we're moving on to Pokemon 20th Anniversary by Carrie Aitken, and from 2016. So got this big birthday party, featuring Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Pikachu, and Charizard. Yeah. Then we got the Chibi Charizard and Charmander from Sevi Yummy again from 2016, and we saw sort of the bigger picture, but this is, I guess, just them isolated. Yeah. And we got this cool looking sort of Charmander, almost looks like a salamander, I guess, which, yeah, I guess that would make sense. It's from Saoshin again. It's from 2015. Then we got the basic Pokemon colors. So that was, we saw the process of making this one, and I guess it's a full image here. This is from Yoshiaki. It's from 2015. And the Pokemon group, Mythical Mythic Alpha, probably? Mythical Alpha. Yeah. 2017. You got these guys, I guess the scenes happen where he's maybe burned his tail and he's all angry about it, and I don't know, maybe he's trying to be the resolution. Oh, and he looks like he's probably about to spit fire on his tail. And that is the end, I guess, of this sort of set. So I guess that's what we're going to call it. Yeah, see ya next time. This is also another first. If we've ever gotten to the end of one without running into one, although I guess technically we did at the beginning, kind of. But whatever. Yeah, see ya. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I hope you'll be joining me tonight at 7 p.m. CMT, Central Mountain Time, where I'll be starting a new game of Pokemon Blue until I've caught a Charmander. If I don't see you there, I hope you'll join me tomorrow as we talk about Charmeleon. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.